Alright guys, this is Skinless, the guild leader for the Alliance Guardians. Today we're continuing the journey guide by looking at Padme. So, a few different ways to get Padme, and we're going to talk about 3 different ways, and we're going to show tiers 5 through 7, so unlock through 7 star. You need separatist units, and as you can see here, there's 15 total. Most people are going to have at least 5 to 10 of these. Dark Side Geo requires all of these tunes, so if you're in a guild that is working towards your Dark Side Geo for special missions and for combat missions, these are tunes you're going to be working on anyway. The most common is going to be having the bugs first, because this is how you're going to get Wat Tambor. So we're going to do tiers 5 through 7 with the bugs. And then what we'll do is we will show a droid team for some of those who decide that they like the droids more. And then we're going to show also a mishmash, which is actually the team that I initially did this with back before I had actually really worked on any of my other tunes. So we're going to go ahead and start with tier 5. The only mods we're going to really talk about here are going to be the ones on the Geos to kind of show how you can mod them without having to spend a lot of time or having god mods, and kind of take a lot of the RNG out of it. So with Brood Alpha, no, I have him at 236 speed, which is faster, but not as fast as many. I went heavy on the protection and the health because they share the pool between all of them. You may also notice that I have the Zeta on Queen's Will, but I don't have it on his leader. His leader ability, I would say, is definitely needed for, say, like Accolade, but I actually use this exact same mod setup and team for the for Watt, so not required to have too much excess on there. As you can see, some back, I've got him at 22 plus speed. That's slow, but I went ahead and went protection, health, just more of a survivability aspect of things. Poggle has plus 43, so not a ton there. And then, let's see, we've got, Soldier. Soldier, I went a little faster on out of them, but I mean, when I say a little faster, he looks faster to me, but it's plus 33. So I know I said that the last time I was working on this, but I mean, they're really not that fast. Even Spy is the one that I went a little faster on with the plus 72, but that's because of his mechanic that's specifically going to make this event work best, and that's his Silent Strike. And with Silent Strike, this is your key to everything, basically keeping him alive long enough to be able to do this over and over again, because you're going to deal the physical damage to the target enemy. If Geospy is stealth when the ability is used, dispel all status effects on himself and the target and deal 40% more damage for each effect dispelled this way. It can't be evaded. So pretty awesome how that works. So we're going to go ahead and pull this up here first and show you what it's like to do the tier 5. So let's see. So you get in there, it's like the Chewy event where everyone's got their already rolling and ready to go. You have 4 different enemies here on your first team here. So Anakin is the most deadly of them all. He's the one that you want to keep your eye on. However, the Jedi Master Guardian, or Jolie Fishdoe as I call him, and many others, he's going to be reviving everybody. Now, why would I take out Anakin if he's just going to revive him? Well, even if he revives him, he's not going to revive him at full health, and I don't want Anakin to come out and start killing everybody and everything right out the gate. So I'm going to be trying to get things going here where I can get Anakin out of the way, which I can actually here really early. As you saw, we've got a taunt taken away, and I can already use my Silent Strike. So boom, he's already done. Very easy there. Normally, Geos are not a tune that you're going to use on Padme team, because Padme gains her protection up. It's that Silent Strike alone that is making this possible. So that's kind of the cut to it. When I have Soldier here about to assist, I always call to have Poggle, because Poggle's basic has an 80% chance to inflict ability block, which means he's going to attack twice, which means I get an 80% chance twice. to build ability block. And I want to keep Jolie Fishto, as we call him, because of the revive. We want to keep him ability blocked because we really don't want him reviving anyone. So we're just kind of work around the field here. Some people tend to take out Padme if they can here. I wouldn't worry too much on a tier 5 trying to take out Padme early on. And the reason for that being is she's not as annoying as she will be in like tier 7. Because once tier 7 hits, then that's when she's gonna start you want to take her out because the protection up is going to just be maddening. So you can see we went ahead and we took out GK. Normally I'll get out the Grandmaster beforehand, or the Jedi Master beforehand, but in this instance it just didn't work out that way. But as you can see, every one of my kills has been from that Silent Strike, because of all the extra stuff that they have on them. So they get all these buffs, we get all these buffs, and everything's dispelled. And at that point, you get all this extra bonuses. Plus, there is some kind of mechanic in there that talks about that's with the stealth that is on Spy that has status effects that we don't even actually see, which are compounding that number even higher, which is kind of crazy how that works. We can see normally if we're just hitting her, she's going to keep just healing and healing and healing, which is why we're just buying our time at this point, just kind of pushing her down and Silent Strike. And that's how you get your win. So it might take a minute, but you can use this technique on every single one of the tiers, which is pretty awesome how that works. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at tier 6 now. So tier 6, let's go ahead and do the exact same thing. So this party's over. This time we now have Mace Windu joining the party, which apparently he's decided is over. So we're going to go ahead here and start off kind of working through. If you ever need to go ahead and dispel buffs on the enemies, and I tend to use the sweep pretty consistently, but it's not something that you have to use. I just find it to be easiest to do so. So once again, we went ahead and we just took out Anakin. He's probably going to get a revive at some point during this one, unlike last time. But that's where we're starting to go ham on the Guardian. So that way we can keep him ability blocked until we have the time that we can go through and start just knocking him down. So if we can get some of his actual protection out of the way, knock him down a bit, that would be ideal to be able to actually get some good hits off on him. I got GK in the way, so now all those buffs are dispelled. So just remember that when you go to use that Silent Strike, you have to have debuffs on him and buffs on him and things that you're actually going to be dispelling, because otherwise you're not actually going to get that much damage off and you're not going to get the full kill. And if you don't get the kill right off the bat, that's going to draw out the entire match and make it a problem. So we're going to keep on going back and just keep on adding things. GK just keeps getting in the way. In fact, if GK keeps doing this, we may even just try to just take out GK. But I'm going to give it one more round of issues for him. And this, there we go. So we were able to get him down. So we can do a couple different things from here. We can take out GK, we could take out Padme, or we could take out Mace. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go for the easy hit here on GK. And just start kind of just getting some points down on him. We'll go ahead and heal up Boggle there. No, it was the Brood. And just kind of start just hitting them down. The second that Padme goes down, though, is the second that all that protection up stops. And see, we were able to even get one out without having to have that Silent Strike. So if you see this right here, we're going to go ahead and try to take out Padme instead, because I'm feeling confident about this round. Normally, I would say, you know, let's go ahead and get Mace out of the way so he's not hitting you with Shatter Point all the time, which can be cleansed by Poggle, which is fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and hit again and again And right now we're just buying our time, doing our thing, just waiting for the silent strike. And boom, there we go. So once again, we would have waited for the silent strike, but because we went ahead and took out Padme, they're no longer getting the protection up. So you're free to kind of go through and just take everything else out and clean it all up. So you could take out Padme earlier. It's harder to do so. She's really, really big on healing herself, but that works just fine. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and look at tier 7. So let me pull that up here. Sorry, water break. So we're going to go ahead and do tier 7 the same way that we did the previous tiers. Same exact mods. I'm not moving anything around because you really don't have to. Now these guys are going to be a lot stronger than the last time that we were messing with things, and you're not going to want to go all willy-nilly with the conscription like you did beforehand unless you really feel confident in it. We really want to keep on working on Anakin. There we go. Anakin is out of the way. Let's see if we can start going ahead and doing the exact same plan. So it's the same exact technique, kind of over and over and over again, in a way that actually works really well. So we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to use conscription this time to go ahead and heal everyone up a bit. See if we can't get that ability block on Fishto here. Now, we may not be able to before it is too late, but luckily Anakin does not come back at full everything in the event that he does come back, which it looks like he may not, but I don't want to speak too soon. So we'll keep on hitting him. We'll keep on trying to take as much as we can, just get him as knocked down as we can. There we go. Let's go ahead and hit him hard. And let's see. Yep, just hit him again. Just getting all them debuffs, all them extra things on him. Because the more he has on him, the better. There we go. Better chance we have to go ahead and take him out. So once those two are gone, you've basically won. That right there is the hard part. Now, yeah, you got to go through and you got to deal with Mace and his Shatter Point. But those two, Anakin and Jolie Fishto, are going to be your problem areas, your problem children per se. So you can see they're actually giving my guys quite a beating here, but no one's going down. We're going to go ahead and use conscription, go ahead and heal everyone up. Go ahead and call Poggle, just get some ability blocks out there. It really doesn't matter kind of what we're doing here. I'm actually even willing to taunt with another character just to kind of get some extra hits out there. And nope, that didn't actually work too well with her. So let's go ahead and try something maybe a little different. I guess I did not have enough buffs on her. So that's something to watch for. Make sure you're watching for any missing buffs. So she might be just dispelling all the buffs on her, so maybe we can go ahead and try to mess around with Mace here. See if we can try to take him down and get him out of the way, because Alright, so if you're just now joining me, I had to cut a massive chunk there because stealth was broken. Actually, it looks like there's a Mechanica bug that I found. So I appreciate your patience as I was going ahead and getting that all put back together. I'm gonna figure out how to cut that out here of the video. But there we go. So now we are all set, where you can kind of see that we were able to finally go ahead and do the same exact thing with those guys there. So pretty awesome how that works out. So it's just a matter of using the spy's specific move. You have to do it when he's stealth though to make it to work. So that's one way to do it. The next way to do it that we're going to go ahead and look at and recommend is, let's see, so go over my section for video. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the droids. So droids here, gear 12, got General Grievous gear 13. Definitely don't have to have them these levels. It's just the same kind of concept here. We're going to go ahead and go to take out Anakin. Doesn't always work, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try. We're going to just basically spread all the ability blocks, heal up if we can, just hit everything. So yeah, everyone's kind of hit there. Everyone's suffering a little bit. And there we go. So very, 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 very simple way to do things. General Grievous is just a very, very powerful team. So you really don't have to have the same concerns that you have with the Geos. The problem is that a droid team is very expensive to make. When I say expensive, I mean you're looking at 2 Zetas on the leader. You're looking at a Zeta on every other tune as well. So you've got 6 Zetas on this team here, plus stun cuffs, Carbantes, a total of just a million different things that are just expensive in game. I mean, as far as for finding the resources and making it work. So very simple team to use, but harder to make. So, and the very last team that we could go ahead and use here is you can look at the, let's see, the exact team that I actually used when I very first beat this event here, which was a mishmash of a couple different random things here. So I went ahead and used the Newt lead. I'll kind of show you how this is going to work here. So we're going to go ahead and Master Makashi here, and things are going to, they get to attack a lot. So we kind of make it through right off the bat. We're going to go ahead and spread some extortion on the field here. We're going to go ahead and swipe across, getting rid of a lot of those extra buffs. Go after Anakin once again like we tend to do. General Grievous for the win. Get some buffs off there just in case. We can go ahead and give some shock. So those are, it's the same exact technique over and over again, is trying to get rid of Anakin first because he's the damage dealer. He's the one that's going to be causing the problems. And then once he's gone, you kill, you go ahead and you kill off your Fisto per se, and then go from there kind of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and get more extortion out there, which is great. We're gonna go ahead and get some AoE, and maybe I might be able to even kill Padme here, so at least get her shocked. So and we're almost there. So you can see how the Geos are the cheapest team to make, but they definitely don't cut it the same when it comes to how fast and easy you can beat this event. So those are a couple different ways you could do it. So I do hope that this video has been useful to you guys, and you're able to use the knowledge here. You can really make any number of combinations throughout this whole thing here, but you definitely need one of a couple different leaders. I recommend Newt, I recommend GBA, and I recommend General Grievous. Saj doesn't do anything for anyone else, and Count Dooku's okay. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your time. If you like the video, please subscribe, and feel free to hit me up if you have any requests.